and it is at that point where we part our ways. Here we stand, 17 or 18 years of life and 13 years of schooling behind us, and infinite possibilities ahead of us. Ahead of us is life. Ahead of us stand all the years we have yet to live and the experiences we have yet to discover. Don't let the moments pass by. Those special minutes, hours, and days you experience with the ones closest to you will remain throughout your life. We are embarking upon this grand adventure, each to live a life that is solely our own, whether it's going to college, traveling the world, or going right into the workforce. Now, when I got home last week from our final day of senior year, I sat down and thought to myself, well, now what? I didn't really know what I should have been feeling or what I should have been thinking. In my head, I was thinking to myself, should I be sad, happy, nervous, excited, or should I be feeling no different, nothing at all? As the day of graduation got closer, I started to feel all of those things at once. The nerves started to kick in, the tears started to fall, the smiles started to lift, and the excitement never stopped building. I couldn't grasp on the thought that it was almost the end. But graduating high school isn't the end. It is simply just the beginning of our new journey in life. Today is more than a celebration of high school, for today we gather to mark a very important milestone on our path. Some of us here today, including our parents, are asking themselves the same question. How are our lives going to turn out? I may not be speaking for everyone when I say that the future is a scary thing, but I think it is important to realize that our future is not just something that happens to us. It is up to us to create it. Now live your life. Live your life how you feel you should live it. Live each day like there's not going to be a tomorrow. Live each hour as if the time had stopped, and live each second like it is a moment that will never be again. The road that lies ahead of us won't be easy. There will be obstacles and times when each of us feel like we cannot possibly go on. Now, class of 2017, I leave you with this. Believe in yourselves so that you may reach your goals and fulfill your dreams. Be the best you can be so that you can fill your life with happiness. Now I wish you all the best of luck with whatever road you choose to follow. To some, this might feel like goodbye, but I would simply say, see you soon. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Littleton School Board, thank you for joining us here this morning to celebrate the class of 2017. What a great-looking bunch of young men and women. We honor you today. Before I share a few words with the class, I'd also like to honor our staff. We have a great staff here at SAU. And I just want to honor them for the dedication and commitment. We have a staff from teachers right on down to administrators, to custodians, work together as a team. And we have some team members who are going to be retiring this year, so I'd like to honor them. And if they're here, I know you can't see them, but if they're here, we want to give them a special round of applause after I mention their names. But together they have a combined total classroom experience of 138 years. Isn't that amazing? So the four that are retiring this year, Denise Lafitte, 44 years of dedicated service to our children. Barbara Johnson, 39 years of dedicated service. Mr. Gary Melanson, 34 years of dedicated service, and Mrs. Judith Belanger, 22 years of dedicated service. On a personal note, class of 2017, since my son Gabe is in your class, I've had the opportunity to watch many of you grow up since kindergarten. And I can say it is truly an honor and a privilege to be able to address you just for a few moments today. And I know that you're going to make your mark on the world, so we're going to just celebrate you today. As you exit this stage and into life, you've got a lot of good things ahead. So I want to congratulate you for achieving one of the biggest milestones of your life. Over the last 17 or 18 years, you have mastered the mountains of learning to walk, to talk, to feed yourself, to tie your shoes, to read and write, ride a bike, score goals, play musical instruments, drive a car, and even get a job. And now, high school graduation. Many of you will look back on the 4 years here at LHS as a time when you made lifelong friends, and also as a time when you began to discover yourself, your dreams, and your desires that would eventually lead you to make some lifelong decisions. In a few moments, you'll cross this stage to receive your high school diploma, which acknowledges your successful completion of all the requirements and standards of Littleton High School and the New Hampshire Department of Education. When you walk off this stage, you will walk into an adult life that is filled with new mountains that must be mastered, new skills that must be learned, new measures of achievement that must be met if you want to be considered a success. Over the next few days, as you are celebrating with your family and friends, you'll probably receive at least one word of advice about the secret of success in life. If you search online for that secret, you'll get millions of hits pointing to sites that will guide you and coach you on the path to success if you're willing to make them successful by paying hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to unlock the key for you. If you have not already discovered it, you will find that standards and measures for success invade every area of life. Whether you continue on with schooling, enter the workforce, enlist in the military, or just take some time to reflect on the next steps of your life, you will be challenged with measuring up if you want to be a success. So what is success really all about? If you look up the definition, you'll find things like reaching goals, acquiring goods, getting ahead, reaching the top, having what it takes, etc., etc. The big problem with all these definitions is that the measures and standards keep changing. Chasing them creates a constant quest for short-lived satisfaction of having reached your goal only to find that the goal lines have been moved once again. Then what? So how about today we redefine success? There is a process of discovering how things work called reverse engineering. You start with a finished product, and you take it apart and work backwards to discover the source of what makes it function and how all the parts connect together to get a desired results. So how about reverse engineering your life so you walk off this stage today already a success? How about if success is something that you already are rather than something you have to become? How about success being more focused on removing the things that hinder it rather than accomplishing the things that achieve it? The great painter and sculptor Michelangelo was asked about the magnificent statue of an angel he had carved and chiseled out of a huge block of raw marble. How could he create this magnificent masterpiece from a lifeless rock? His response was simple yet profound. He said, "I saw an angel captive in the marble, and I carved until I set him free." What a great way to define success. The masterpiece is already in the marble. So here's my nugget of advice for all of you as you commence your journey forward onto whatever path you choose. You are already a success because you are a masterpiece of creation. If success is reaching the top or being the best, you've already arrived. What makes a masterpiece a success is that it is a one-of-a-kind and original. A masterpiece is successful because it is not competing with anything else to be great. It was created to be a one-of-a-kind, never to be duplicated work of art. Each one of you is an amazingly unique, one-of-a-kind original, and you are the best and only you to ever walk this planet. Well, let's just be clear that living a successful life does require work. As Michelangelo chipped and chiseled away at all the pieces that were holding the masterpiece captive inside the marble, we must chisel and chip away at all the pieces of our life that will sabotage success. Pieces like selfishness, pride, prejudice, greed, envy, fear, insecurity, and the like. When chipped away, we'll begin to reveal a work of art that can enrich the lives of everyone you come in contact with. After all, works of art are ultimately for the benefit of the beholder. So when all is summed up, your success will be measured by the impact you have made on other people. I believe the true secret of success in life is to live a life that seeks to enrich others, rather than to live a life that seeks to be rich. If you choose this path, a strange thing happens. As you give yourself to the benefit of others, more is given back to you in return. If you are willing to pour your life out into making others' lives more full, you become a fuller person. Now, technically, you're still high school students, so I can give you one more extra credit assignment. I want to challenge you to spend some time in front of the mirror before this weekend is over. Look yourself in the eye and choose to see the masterpiece that is already in the marble, and then choose to live a life that sets it free. May God bless you all.
Welcome, school board members, faculty, parents, alumni, and guests to the 149th commencement of Littleton High School. Congratulations to the members of class of 2017. You made it. This is the big day. Let's give them a round of applause, please. As you were preparing for this day, there were many people behind the scenes assisting to make this event run smoothly. I would like to publicly thank the custodial staff at Littleton High School, Mrs. Kloss, who ironed your gowns and assisted you with your thank you notes, Mrs. Steinauer, Mrs. Denise Lafitte, underclassmen, your class advisors, Mrs. Rachel Angelias and Mrs. Veronica Putvane, your class marshals, Susan Aubin and Ben Sweeney, Mrs. Haney, who was always tweaking things just to be sure that things were right for you, and Miss Whitney Hinault for the countless hours of proofreading and last-minute details to make your graduation special. A special thank you to Mrs. Dawn Berg of the Cherry Blossom Florist for the beautiful arrangements which adorn our stage. Thank you so much. This is just but a short list, and at this time, could those staff members and volunteers who work to make this event successful please stand to be recognized? You won't see them, but they're out there. Members of the class of 2017, you will soon be joining a legacy of Littleton High School graduates who've sat on this very stage awaiting their diplomas. The Littleton High School alumni have been very supportive of you throughout your journey at LHS. They have been cheering you on, supporting your fundraisers, or providing you with a smile to brighten your day. Today is no different, as many alumni members have once again gathered in this very same gym to get a glimpse of you as you join them as alumni. Your parents, former teachers, and community members have also come here today to share this special day with you. Would the alumni members, parents, and guardians, and former students of the graduates please stand to be recognized? The class of 2017 is our second class to be recognized as New Hampshire Scholars, with 12 students attaining this title in this class. 12 out of 43 students are New Hampshire Scholars, which is 30% of the class. 75% of those students of New Hampshire Scholars were STEM related, which means that they concentrated on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. These are students who have elected to enroll in the most rigorous course of study that Littleton High School has to offer. Would our New Hampshire Scholars please stand to be recognized? Littleton High School recognizes the value of community service and the role this participation plays in a well-rounded student. Students who are wearing black cords have completed the required 50 hours of community service. Could you stand to be recognized? Students wearing black and gold cords have completed 51 to 100 hours of community service. Could you now stand to be recognized? And the students wearing maroon, silver, and gold cords have completed over 101 hours of community service. Please stand to be recognized. In being the well-rounded student, we have also encouraged students to participate in extended learning opportunities and internships. Would those students please stand to be recognized? Your class has always been about making education relevant. I have often heard you say, "Why do I have to learn this? I don't see why I need to take this course. It won't help me." However, here you are, sitting on the stage with your classmates. You have successfully completed coursework that you felt was relevant, as well as other courses that really didn't have a place in your life. Your goal, however, was to earn the coveted Littleton High School diploma. For some of you, it was an easy path. And for others, it wasn't so easy, but you made it. You might still be questioning why a high school diploma is so relevant. Please allow me to share a few reasons that are obvious. Career opportunities, furthering your education, higher salary, staying employed, more opportunities, and additional incentives. In April of this year, I was introduced to a book written by Bernard S. Roy about rural life in the 1940s in Bath, New Hampshire. It's called 17 Children and 70 Cows. Bernie's father, Eli Ovid Roy, was named salutatorian of the Woodsville High School class for the class of 1917. On June 1917, Eli gave this address regarding the importance of a high school diploma. Please allow me to paraphrase the salutatory address. Education, once acquired, troubles no one, but a person without education has a limited sphere in which to act. A person who shuns education in his youth must one day, when it's too late to educate himself properly, awaken to the fact that he must forever settle. From observing you during this past year, I know that you want more for yourselves and that Littleton has provided you with the necessary springboard to achieve those goals. Eli goes on to write, "It might be said that a person who acquires a high school education in his youth is doing a great deal towards preparing himself for a successful life. He can begin at the lowest position, requiring intellectual ability, and by industry and continuous study, rise to high positions. A person with less education cannot rise. To rise and fill positions of prominence today, a high school education at least is necessary." Those were his words 100 years ago today, and they're still true today. We, your Littleton community, have provided you with an excellent foundation upon which you are the architect of your life. As you recently heard from Carrie Wynn Jondro, the class of 77, and Deborah Nast Harris Steinauer, class of 1971, as well as the alumni from last night, they all have fond memories of sitting on this very stage. They all left this gym with the same diploma that you will soon receive, and all of them still hold fond memories of LHS. They all agree it is what they did with their diploma and the contributions that they made to their community that was important. It is our hope that you will embrace lifelong learning and that you know that the door is always open and the light will always be left on for you. On behalf of the faculty and the staff of the Littleton School District, I wish you much success in your future endeavors. Congratulations, class of 2017.
Good morning. The first thing I would like to say is thank you to families, friends, teachers, and everyone who is here today at this memorable event. You mean a lot to the class of 2017 because you encouraged us, supported us, and helped us succeed in our 4 years in high school. We will still require your support and help as we take a step forward into the real world. I'm going to be honest. I procrastinated while constructing this speech. It could be because I'm lazy or that I'm like many students who will wait until the last minute to complete their assignments. However, this speech means a lot more, as these are my last words that I'll ever say to my fellow peers as a high school student. I am terrified to complete this speech as I will be required to grasp the fact that I may never walk in these halls or ever see some of my classmates again. Chase Atkins once sang, "You're gonna miss this, you're gonna want this back." I'm definitely going to miss this because I spent 4 years with these individuals at high school. This class supported me as I supported them during our high school career. I will miss their humor and their constant complaints about other students or teachers. It saddens me to walk away from my fellow classmates and even this facility. In 2011, the class of 2017 walked into this building for the first time. The middle school was still under construction, so we were required to wear hard helmets. We were filled with eager anticipation to try the food that Littleton High School has to offer, but little did we know the slushing machine would be gone that same year. We walked around the building, hoping that we would never get lost as we gazed into each classroom. We were naive and ready to begin our adventure as a high school students in 2 years. We had no idea what our future would hold, and we were ambitious to see what our high school experience would be like. Today, we are able to look back and recognize what our high school experience was like. There were many memorable events, but some stick out to me more than others. We threw an amazing prom, went to a memorable senior trip, won state championship in basketball last year, and I believe that we started a composting club. Do you remember the jokes we used to make about our class budget, or when we placed last in almost every Winter Carnival games? I still remember the pride we had in losing those games. Thinking back, our class was a bit eccentric, but we enjoyed ourselves because of our uniqueness. Recently, I went around asking my classmates about their views of their high school career. I asked with hopes that someone would inspire me to write something interesting. From a quick survey, I came to a surprising conclusion. Apparently, many of my fellow classmates held a grudge against each other for the past few years. They despised talking to certain individuals or even seeing them. They never reconciled, and I realized that this might be the only opportunity that my fellow classmates will ever come to terms with each other. So today, I will bring forth my perspective of this grudge that we have against each other with hopes that we can reconcile with one another. Class of 2017. I know dislike is very common, but I don't believe that our class hates each other. I get it, it's impossible for everyone to like each other. Our class would talk about each other all the time, and those words may not be friendly, but we're still talking about them. By talking about them, you're thinking about them and caring about their behaviors and action. To me, that is how you guys show love and compassion for each other. If you truly hate each other, you would not think about them and moved on with their life. But you take the time to talk about another individual, which means that they were on your mind, and that you care about their actions. Senior trip and skip day shows truth in my ideology, as many students hung out with individuals that they claim to dislike. In my view, our friendship is strong. We were there for each other when beloved teachers passed away. We sat next to each other during tests that may decide our future. We laughed together when we were placed last in Winter Carnival games. And lastly, we were all ready to move on with our lives. Hopefully, our friendship will last a lifetime. In closing, I would like to give you graduates a word of advice as you head to your next phase in life. I understand that's a bit weird to receive advice from a fellow peer, so I'll make it short. From personal experience, I realized that society doesn't have to help anyone reach their goal in life. We are fortunate to live in a town that supported us in high school, and this town is willing to invest in our future endeavors. But this may not be the case in many other towns. Miley Cyrus sang, "There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna want to make it move." The top of the mountain represents your goal, and it is only up to you to reach the top. You may continuously strive to reach your goal. You should not rely on society to help you reach that goal. Instead, you should create connections. Those connections will lead to individuals within your society that will not hesitate to help, and they will make the climb a lot easier. So help others with their life's challenge when they need help the most, because you will need theirs in your times of trouble. Class of 2017, congratulations, and hopefully your next journey will be memorable. Sorry, Griffin, I know that last statement was really cliche. And also, I would like to perform an action with the class of 2017 that our generation is really known for, and that's a selfie. Class of 2017, and hopefully your future will be everything you wished for.
Good morning, classmates, teachers, staff, friends, and family. We are all gathered here today to celebrate the accomplishments of the 42 young adults on stage. Together, we have endured 4 long years of high school, 720 school days, and over 5,000 hours in this building. I was given 2 weeks to reflect on the past 4 years and to present my findings here to you today. And what I learned, where has the time gone? It seems like just yesterday, 5 of us were on the soccer field and during our first varsity preseason with Mr. and Mrs. Pinard. I know most can still remember the feeling of excitement driving to the Maplewood last spring. And it's like just yesterday we were all cheering for our second place victory in Winter Carnival, or scrambling to decorate a truck for the homecoming parade. But in truth, yesterday we were all here where you stand today, practicing how to march, because apparently it's harder than we thought. But today isn't yesterday. Today we stand before you as graduates of Littleton High School, 33,000 hours after that first day of high school, which began the cycle of getting locked out of lockers, finding new classrooms, being the freshman, and eventually putting up with the freshmen, and watching the clock tick so slowly. We have all come together for this moment through our own struggles and obstacles to be here now with so many accomplishments. Today is a day to reflect, laugh, and be thankful, to reflect with one another about our time together, to ponder old memories and laugh at our high school struggles. Today we thank our teachers, mentors, coaches, friends, and parents. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, and to love." Make today a great day and smile just because you woke up this morning or because you're graduating. But we are thankful for this, and we thank the people in our lives because we're here now and we'll be prepared for what life brings us tomorrow. Tomorrow is a day that we always dream of, but we never really reach it. In 24 hours, we all begin a new chapter in our lives, and in 3 very short months, we will all be headed in our different directions. Some will stay here to grow our local communities, and others will leave to continue their education elsewhere. But none of us can be truly confident in what tomorrow brings. The family and friends that are here with us today are the support system that will get us over the obstacles of tomorrow. Class of 2017, I want to ask you for one thing. Learn new things, and I don't mean go to college, but rather continue to explore, learn new ideas, and meet new people. Travel the world and ask lots of questions, take pictures, and make memories. Don't ever regret anything. Yesterday already happened, today is what we make of it, and tomorrow is forever a dream. I would like to end with my favorite quote. "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Thank you, class of 2017.
Now that it's time for me to speak, it means we're getting very close to the end, so hang in there, guys. Good morning, class of 2017, parents, family, teachers, community, and friends. Today we gather to recognize the class of 2017 and to offer them our support and words of wisdom. It is traditional at these ceremonies for adults to offer advice to graduates. Certainly there is much adults can do to share with these students who depend upon us to guide them along the way. But today I'm not going to offer advice. Instead, I will offer some words from the class of 2017 they wanted you all to hear. A couple of weeks ago, I asked them to give me something they would like me to use today for my speech. So here's what the class had to say. So I wasn't kidding when I asked you to write that for me, right? Some advice. They were very brief. You might hear some repeats of a few things you heard already, but a few things that they had to share. Make Winter Carnival great again. Allow students to take more classes that relate to their major and fewer classes that have nothing to do with their intended major. Less focus on less important stuff such as the dress code, more emphasis on students who care. More life lessons, combined schools. Well, one of my favorites coming up. Add an icy machine. Who wrote that? Anyone going to claim that? And on a more serious note, very serious, make sure we honor former teachers such as Emily Platt and Pierre Lafitte, who are no longer with us. Each of these people made a big difference in the lives of students. Continue to improve the arts at LHS, more drama and music. And some other thoughts that these students shared that I'll share with you. Through the years, we have become close as a class and have tried to do our best to honor the traditions of LHS. We hope we have set a good example for those who follow us. Time is both friend and foe. It opens up as many wounds as it closes. Life may seem short, but if you live it just right, it will last forever. Shout out to my homeboy, Seb. You rock, and I couldn't have made it through high school without you. Besides my family, I'd like to thank the Littleton community for helping me walk across the stage today and receive my diploma. You saw us as local superstars instead of just nuisance young kids. You were always present in the crowd of maroon, cheering for kids' jerseys you didn't even know. Thank you for letting us be a part of our lives. Thank you for taking an interest in ours. To the teachers, each and every one of you has had an impact on a student's life in one way or another. It's amazing that just one conversation, one word, or even a smile can mean the world to one of those students. Those students who look to you for guidance academically, socially, and even emotionally will be the future of our world. They're going to look back and think of the time their teacher encouraged them, the time they felt inspired and cared for. Your sacrifice and care for students is not overlooked. It is really the little things that count. You shape us and gave us the tools we need for today, tomorrow, and every day after that. Teaching should be something you love and enjoy because you are making a difference. In the world, carry this pride with you as it's someone who has changed and inspired one of your students. I thank you for your hard work, dedication, and most importantly, your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, the words of the class of 2017.
Madison Nicole Norman. Nathaniel Kroll Corliss. Rebecca Lynn Huxell. Yu Sheng Cheng. Shane Lewis Hudson. Cooper Arthur Paradise. Jared Michael Nelson. Alexandra Nicole Antonucci. Dylan Todd Odell. Abinay Burra. Caitlin Frances Eileen Potter. Christian Daniel Joseph Ingerson. Jordan Haggett. Gabriel J. Annan. Emma Christine Bogardus. Cy Patrick Kazarian. Sarah Elizabeth Berg. Destiny Lynn House. Tyler Joseph Corliss. Elfie Yamalex Perez Rodriguez. Maya Elizabeth Littlefield. Griffin Michael Northrup. Miranda Jordan Hayes. Evan Foster Sanborn. Olivia Margaret Trahan. Corey A. Perfido. Regan Lynn Hadlock. Christian Michael Butler. Dana Fenimore. Miles Christopher Hodge. Amanda Nicole Longchamps. Logan Richard Briggs. Jacob Stanley Marshall. Justin Dauphine. Jason Williams Winchester. Zachary Michael Way. Kyle L. Maynor. Brandon Michael Hines. David Russell Berry. Kayla Ann Phillips. Hunter Yurgel.
Thank you all for attending this very special occasion. On closing our graduation ceremony today, I'd like to take this time to congratulate every member of the class of 2017 and wish everyone many successes in their future endeavors. I'd also like to take this moment to especially thank the parents, family members, teachers, and friends here that have guided us, each one of us, throughout the years to this day. Graduation is a big step in anyone's life, and we will remember today for the rest of our lives. Again, thank you all for coming. Congratulations and good luck to the class of 2017.